What's up, everybody? My name is Kason. Welcome back to the WDL. This is the quarterfinals, or the very first round of our playoff bracket. We have 6 teams who have successfully qualified up to this point. It was the top 6 in that total points overall from our regular season. If you haven't watched the regular season matches, what are you doing? Go watch those first. Don't come here first. But very, very excited to see what happens here. The playoff bracket is going to be as follows. So we are going to have the 4th and 5th seed playing each other, which is the Wonder Shoe Puffs and Bebop's crew. They will be facing off in a series of matches against each other. It's going to be a best of 5 rather than a best of 3, and it's going to be the same thing for the Ed Sheerans, this 3rd seed, against Slim Chance Brigade, 6th seed. So again, both of them are going to be best of 5 series rather than best of 3s, and the biggest thing to note here is the better seed will pick the map for map 1, 3, and 5, and the worst seed, so for example, like Bebop's crew here, will pick the map in 2nd and 4th of those matches. So hopefully that kind of all makes sense to everybody, but we really wanted to basically put a precedent on getting a higher seed. I wanted there to be some sort of value to being a higher seed and not just any top 6, whatever. So not to say that somebody couldn't make a run here. I'm really excited about this because this is different than normal. So I know some of you guys probably already know this, but I typically view the matches beforehand before I cast them. That did not happen this time. I actually don't know what happened with these matches here, so I'm really excited because I get to see them for the first time. Normally, that doesn't happen. And the reason I watch those beforehand during the regular season is because I always record all of the stats. I record the kills, assists, and all those kind of things. And in order to do all of that stuff, I really need to track those stats and convert them ahead of time before I try and record. I don't need to do that because I'm not keeping playoff stats here. I'm just keeping track of who wins and who loses. So I get to watch this for the first time with you guys. So it's really, really exciting. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited to get into these matches. And let's check out the matchup preview between the Wonder Shoe Puffs and the Bebop's crew. All right, guys, winner goes home, best of 5 series. This is super, super exciting. Let's take a look at some of these units that I kind of expect to see. Just looking at usage rate or play rate from H&X's side, he uses Eliza and Ketone and Curry a ton. All 3 of them have been really, really good for him this season. Ketone kind of a surprise MVP. As you can see, that KDA of 17, just absolutely nuts all season. I have found that in this format, she is really, really hard to kill because a lot of times with this cost limit, you don't always have just oodles and oodles of damage. And if you can't just one-shot her, her drain force is sometimes hitting 5-6k. Just allow her to sustain for forever. So I would not be shocked to see some of them. Looking back in the matchup they played in the regular season, I know that H&X used Eliza and Curry, I believe, in both matchups. I know he used Victoria Winter as well. I think those were the 3 he used in the matchup. And for you guys that don't remember, he did win 2-0 against Spike. So that is kind of something that hopefully Spike can, make it a little more contested or something like that this time. So, and in terms of Spike's team, Moraga, poor Moraga, never got played. He did bring Raldor against H&X last time, I think because of the elemental advantage. I just remember Ildira just nuking him and destroying him. I wouldn't be surprised to see Celis just because when in doubt, Celis has been a really good tank for him in a lot of matches. However, Eliza just has so much penetration. I don't know, it could be tricky. Luell has kind of been the MVP for Spike, I would say. The second half of the season MVP, had a lot of success out of her. And McLeod has also done just a ton of work as a 50 cost unit. So it's kind of tricky in terms of what I actually expect to see. Those have just been the commonly used units from these guys. And I kind of expect in the playoffs for teams to use the teams that got them there, if that kind of makes sense. So that's kind of what I expect. I expect some, maybe either Celis or Luell. I'm almost certain we'll see McLeod at some point. And if anybody could tank Eliza, maybe Nasha can. I'm not sure. So, and if from the Wonder Shoe Puffs, I think until Spike proves he can beat it, he probably goes Eliza, Curry, Ildira. And I don't have the list of maps off the top of my head here, but I do think H&X chose some maps that probably benefit those archers and stuff like that. And that is one thing I will say is I don't think I would want to face H&X. I mean, my team personally would have got smoked by him, but I don't think I'd want to face him just because in this format where you can choose maps, I think you can pick some maps that benefit archers tremendously to the point where it's extremely hard to deal with. So let's take a look and see what he chose for the first map, and we'll take a preview and see what happens here. Okay, guys, so for match number 1 here, we do have Eliza and Raldor showing as the 2 units. Pretty high attack stat for 3114 for Machen. With the magic stat, though, I do kind of think we'll see Eldira. The map is Leona's Castle Archives. What I will say is that this is that map where they kind of have the steps, like over on the back on each side. If you have an archer, like Eliza or Curry, you can probably hit somebody from the opposite side of the map. So I think this is a really, really smart move by Machen X. We'll see if Spike has an answer for it. So what does he bring? So he brings Raldor, Nasha, Luel, and it is the team that I expected from Machen. Like I said, I think it's just so good on this map. So she immediately is charging an attack. I don't think that's a buff. Pugilistic Mastery. I know Raldor has good jump. Yeah, so he like jumps right over the bookcase. So maybe that's his way of trying to close the gap quickly. Because the thing is, like, he's going to get outrange guaranteed, right? So with the elemental advantage and the jump, he's hoping to get in range very quickly. Frost Mob Barrage hits. I didn't see if Frostbite went off or not. Holy shit, Eliza is nuts. Almost 8k damage to the tank. And Ildira's going to pop the Limit Break. So it's possible that Machen X goes again right away with the CT up. Yeah, so Eliza's going to go again, auto attack, and Nasha is dead already. So this is what I was talking about, though, man. Like, Machen X's team, when you can choose a map, is nuts. Firing order. I can't... For some reason, I can't remember what TMR that is. But getting that piercing rate up. Raldor took that like a champ, but Curry doesn't have nearly the penetration that Eliza does. She's the one that does like crazy damage. Curry is just such good support for her because he just gets rid of all your AP. You're always frostbitten. You can't cast any spells. So Luel's channeling something. Is she going to live long enough to be able to do anything is the question. Warning Volley comes out. Tons of damage onto both units. Law of Speed reading. You're going to have to read a lot faster than that, Luel. I think you're about to get shit on. Oh my goodness. Level 4 Water Gun. This might be a perfect game. Like, unless Luel... Oh, he has no AP. Can Luel get in range to drop a nuke on these guys? I don't think she can get quite in range. Yeah, she can. Oh, that's rough. 4 AP? How much damage did that do? Not enough. She's still alive. She's channeling the same spell that she just did a second ago. Eliza takes her out. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That was murder. I am so sorry, Spike, for that. Like I said before, I think it's really, really hard. The fact that you can pick a map that benefits Eliza is just kind of nuts. I think that's a really, really tough matchup for Spike here, especially on this map. I just don't know what he has as an answer to that. I think he is going to really have to pick up a W in round 2 here, where he gets to pick his own map. I think it shouldn't be nearly as one-sided because he will probably not pick a map that, you know, just benefits archers and stuff like that. So let's take a look and see what map got chosen for Spike in match 2 and see if he can bring it back to a 1-1. Okay, guys, so second matchup here, Nasha hovering, very similar attack and magic stats as last time for Spike, so I'm curious if he brought the same 3 units. This is on Coastline 2, and this is a map that he actually had really good success on. I remember Spike beat, I think, Jesus on this map, and if you don't remember, Jesus is the 2nd overall team in the entire standing, so that's an impressive win for him. I think he probably went back to a map that, you know, just had some really good success for him originally. And we'll see what kind of adjustment he has. Like I said, the same attack and magic stat. I expect probably the same 3 units. I also expect Machen to probably not change it up until Spike shows he can beat it. Because at this point it's 3-0. Okay, so he does run a different team. I think this is the... Yes, this is the exact same team that Spike ran against Jesus to beat him on this map earlier. Eliza's going to walk forward and limit break immediately. On to Nasha, I mean, honestly, that's a huge win for Spike, I think. 37-45. That is not a ton to the tank, and now Eliza's completely out of AP. Like, she has 0 here. So, Noctis is going to pop AP regen. Wow, 7,200 damage coming out from Luel. And this looks much, much better for Spike already. You can see just with the map change how different things can get. But Spike... Nasha is frostbitten. However, she's going to pop that Immortal Spirit. She's the tank, so it's not nearly as important. I think the big thing is making sure that Noctis doesn't get frostbitten. If he does, it could be a problem. But we've seen Luel like 3v1 teams over and over and over. Power the True King, so he's going to get that follow-up attack and the attack and magic stat up. And she's going to nuke Curry. And Eliza's a good unit, but I think she still doesn't have zero. I think she still has 0 AP, right? Or did she attack again? I don't remember. But Keen Blade comes out, and this is looking like a much, much better run for Spike here. So he's going to pop the Limit Break, Armature Assault. This is actually a really dope Limit Break that we almost never get to see. So I love seeing this. Conjure Armor comes out, doesn't quite one-shot her. But yeah, she's at 17 AP. This match should be pretty much over. I don't think she popped the Berserk. What is Nasha going to do? Probably nothing. Guardian Wall, she's going to walk forward. And Luell should be able to pick up this kill, I imagine. Drain, Evocation, 4697. And yeah, very, very nice. So as you can see, this is a huge thing in why like seeding matters, right? Because it was a clean 3-0, like a perfect 100s to 0 3-0 in match 1. Like I don't think he took a single point in damage. Machen didn't. And then the second round, Spike comes back and cleans him up a 3-0, not a perfect game, but a 3-0 as well. So very, very good series. I'm hoping this goes back and forth, goes all the way to 5 games. That would be really, really awesome. So, but that was match 2. Let's see how Machen responds in match 3. All right, guys. So matchup number 3 here between Spike and Machen X. First thing to notice is that Spike is adjusting and bringing McLeod here. And the map is ship deck. So if you are not familiar with this map, you do not want to face a Curry on this map. I have done it before and it sucks. So I do expect with that same total and attack and magic stat, Machen X probably bringing the exact same team. Spike, I imagine Mike is probably doing McLeod, Luell, something. I don't know what the other third would be here though. If it's me personally, I'd probably go away from the Noctis just simply because he doesn't have a ton of range. And again, on this map, I mean, it's just so hard. I'm not entirely sure what he does here. Maybe he goes like, I don't think he is with that total magic stat, but he could go something like Celis just as a tank to try and survive as long as possible. I almost think without like sustain, I don't know what your strategy is here on this map because Curry slows you down with that Frostbite, you run out of AP, and Eliza just pops you from light years away. So he is running the Raldor. So Raldor, if he is able to get in with AP, can blow these people up. But that's the question, right? Like, is with Curry with Frostmont Barrage, is Spike running Frostbite resist on Raldor? I think that's something you'd almost have to run. I know Golem gives, or is it Frostbite? No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong one. Golem gives Confusion resist. But there are Espers with Frostbite resist. I know there's 1 or 2. Maybe it is Golem. I don't remember. I know one of the Espers gives Frostbite resist. So anyway, Raldor going to come up. He's going to buff everybody. Pugilistic Mastery. Defense piercing up. So again, like, Raldor is actually deceptively tanky. And can really pop people if he gets the chance. But what is Machen X going to do? He's going to go Firing Order buff. So very, very similar strats coming out from Machen X. I don't see any reason for him to change it, especially when he can pick the map. I think Spike's got to show something different here, some sort of change. So Eliza going to go Revitalize. She has tons of AP now. McLeod, Arrow Shield, Melody. Missile attack resist up, accuracy up, pierce attack up. And Pugilistic Mastery from Raldor. I do almost wonder if on this map, it's beneficial to just have somebody like Raldor pop bells on turn 1. That way, if you do get... unless you are running Frostbite resist, which he might be, then I could eat my words completely. But the reason I say that is because if you get bells early enough and get 1 or 2 turns of generating AP, and I say that, they get triple Frostbitten. Oh, that's brutal. And if you don't know, to guarantee not getting Frostbite, you need 50 Frostbite resist against Curry, because he has enhanced Frostbite chance due to his, I think it's his mastery ability. So McLeod pops up, actually does nowhere near as much damage as I expect. He only does about half health to Curry, and Eliza just deletes the Luell off the map. Raldor gonna pop up. He needs to get in range like very quickly. He's running out of AP quick. Demolition Fist does a ton and drops the Curry, so that is nice. It is now a 2v2. So a little bit of signs of life coming out from Spike here. Did not get perfect 3-0. That's something. But the big thing is, can he withstand this damage and get that AP back? Because McLeod's going to pop Revitalize. That is one thing I wish that the AI was smart enough to know, that if you had the Frostbite effect to just not even use Revitalize, because honestly, I think it just hurts your like CT. I think it wastes like CT. If you don't use an ability, you'll act a little quicker. And you don't get any AP from it anyway, so there's no point in using it. But Raldor, what can he do? Does he have enough range to get in there, enough AP? Now he loses 18, so he's only got 8. Sentinel, he will be very, very tanky for a turn, though. Has the elemental advantage against Eliza. What kind of damage can she do here? I mean, she nukes almost everybody. She's going to just straight up go for the limit break right in his face. Only 1548. Wow. That's what I'm saying, though. Raldor is deceptively tanky, but I imagine Ildira is going to do a good chunk to him here. Yeah, Watergoo Blade, 5238. And they're lined up for him, but Eliza's going to go again. Just that agility just going crazy. I don't think Raldor is the fastest unit. But she's channeling. Again, Raldor out of AP. If he had a lot of AP here, I think he just walks up and probably just demolishes them both at the same time. Like, even with the elemental advantage, he might kill the Ildira. He can pop off. He can do a lot of damage. I have no doubt that he could one-shot Eliza. But Ildira's probably going to pick up this kill, I imagine. Height-based water coming out. 6,600 damage. Yeah. Unfortunately, for Spike here, like with those units, I'm not sure what you can do here on this map. I think you need some sort of sustain or something like that in order to heal up through the damage. I'm also very curious, like if Spike can win a match 4 and bring it to a match 5, is there a third map that's this advantageous for archers is the question. Because these, like match 1 and match 3 are the ones that I know of for sure. But are there other ones? So if Spike can win a match 4, maybe he can find a map that's like a more neutral playing field and can actually take him out. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're headed into a match 4. I'm hoping for a match 5. Let's find out what happens. All right, guys, matchup number 4. Spike's playoff hopes are on the line here. So if he loses this, he is officially out of the playoffs. If he wins this, we go to a game 5, and that's when it gets really, really exciting. So he picked the map here. He picked Plains 2. Actually, not a map that I'm super, super familiar with. I know I have run it before in the arena, but I'm sure this is not a very, very, like, tall height range kind of map that Machen wants to see. So I think this is a little bit more flat, and he's going to run Noctis, Raldor, Nasha. So very, very interesting comp here. I don't think he's run these 3 together yet. So, and Machen X actually switches it up and goes with the Ketone. Ketone has been the MVP of this season for Machen X. We're curious to see what she has. I will say, though, Noctis does have a guaranteed hit in his kit. I'm curious to see what accuracy Raldor has, too, if he's able to hit her. Wow, he took 5k from Solir. He might not live to hit Ketone. So he's going to walk up. What is he going to do? Demolition Fist. One-shots the Solir. That is a very, very good start for Spike. So hopeful for match 5. We'll see what happens. Frostmont Barrage comes out. Does he land the Frostbite or does he have the resist? He does. He lands double Frostbite. If you're facing Machen X, you need some Frostbite resist, man. It's tough. I know it's something really hard to come by, though. I think you can pretty much only build it up on one character specifically if you're trying to go that route. What kind of damage does the Ketone do to Raldor? Very, very little. That's actually nuts. Could she have Drain Force from there? I thought they upgraded the range height. I'm actually surprised she didn't go for that. Instead went with the Limit Break. Spike not do, or Spike. Well, it is Spike, but Noctis not doing a ton of damage there. Curry going with the auto attack does very, very little to Nasha. Honestly, this looks pretty good for Spike, other than the fact that Nasha is immobilized. If she can get unimmobilized, or if Ketone just like walks over there and hits her, which yeah, she is going to do that. Wow, Drain Force 6k. That's what I'm saying though. Why didn't she Drain Force before? Maybe it was a range height problem. I'm not entirely sure. So Noctis going to auto attack the Ketone, and guys, just to let you know, you need to go kill the Curry in the back. I don't know if they know about that. Wait, what? Is that a bug? I just saw Immobilize nullified. Oh, wait. Does it... okay. I think Nullify doesn't cure. It just nullifies in the future. I think that's why. Because I was like, why the heck didn't she just heal herself out of her Immobilize? And Nasha is actually out of hate. She actually just turned around and hit Noctis. That's wild. But this is a 3v1. This is actually looking very good for Spike. I say that. Noctis is out of AP, does not have his guaranteed hit, and he missed his attack. So this is an evasion unit. This is not over. But this is a 3v1. It looks very, very good for Spike here. But Drain Force comes out 54-51. It is now a 2v1, and this no longer looks fantastic for Spike. So he gets AP. I don't know what Raldor's accuracy is like. I really don't. I don't know how much he can build up. Only 14 AP. I don't think she has enough for Drain Force. She doesn't. She just goes for the auto attack. Okay, they need to delete her. And man, this Nasha is still sitting there immobilized. She can't do anything. She didn't even have a buff to use, apparently. Raldor, what can you do? He misses. He goes for the stun blade. If he hits and that stun connects, I think they have a very good chance. This Drain Force comes out, and oh my gosh. This MVP Ketone, like we talked about before, is pulling off this 3v1. There's no way that Nasha's going to win this in a 1v1 with only 2300 health. I can't imagine. What does she have? 14 AP. I imagine she's just going to auto attack like she did before. Only 121 damage, but she's going to have enough for Drain Force next turn. Nasha would pretty much have to stun her and then just like over and over again hit her. She doesn't even have the accuracy to hit her. You have to imagine this is a Drain Force coming out from Ketone. Yeah, and unfortunately, oh my god, the courage. I guess it's not technically over, but I think we all know what's about to happen. Even without seeing these matches before, I know it's about to happen. Ketone takes her out. Nasha dies. Yeah, unfortunately for Spike, his playoff run is over, but huge congratulations on making it this far. He did take a win off of Machen, and that's more than I can say because Machen's team absolutely dumpstered me in the regular season. So super, super fun series, though. I'm glad we at least went to 4 matches. I'm hoping the next series goes to 5. But yeah, congratulations to Machen X. If you guys don't know the way that the bracket works, the winner of 4 or 5 plays the first seed. So no matter what happens in the next series, Machen X will be playing against the number 1 seed, the Fire Ferrets. So Turambar and Machen. Wonder Shoe Puffs versus Fire Ferrets should be a really, really good series. That'll be the series of the next round. It should be another like week and a half or 2 weeks before the video probably comes out for that. But look forward to that. There'll be another best of 5 between those 2 teams. So again, Spike, congratulations on making it this far. Super, super fun to watch. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And let's check out the next series. All right, guys, so for our second matchup here, we've got Sandrooster and the Slim Chance Brigade with the 6th seed versus the 3rd seed, Surf Taco and the Ed Sheerans, battling for the spot to try and face off against Jesus LBL in the semifinals. Let's take a look at these teams and see what we've got here. So first of all, Esther and Oberon, the 2 100 cost units from Sandrooster, not getting a ton of run this season. But one thing I will say about Sandrooster is he very much like spread out who he used among his units. He used a lot of them quite a bit, with the one exception of Lucio. He does have an undefeated record with 1-0. I thought for some reason I saw him in a second match. I thought it was only 1, or I thought it was 2 matches, but I guess he only played 1. I could have goofed that up in the stats. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, the Fire Mage is a common thing that he likes to bring out. He likes his mages in general. He's got a lot of mages here. And Murmur, a very common unit. Another huge pick that he got in our supplemental draft, taking Agris, gave him some sort of hate to his team. So this added, I think, quite a bit to the matchup. And from Surf Taco's side, he almost always runs, and I say almost always, literally every match he has played all season has had a time mage. I'm curious to see when people will run more like Oberon TMR. That being said, like that doesn't fully counter him because he can just, even if like the haste doesn't work, he can just keep quickening, right? So either way, he runs time mages. I think it's a really, really efficient way to use those low cost units. I think it was a very smart pick. And obviously with his first and second round picks being Phoebe and Astrius, 11-4 record and 8-3 record, obviously it's leading him to some really, really good results. So I do expect a lot of Phoebe personally, because I don't expect to see the Ice Spear ladies against the Fire Mages. So I think it's Phoebe all the way. And then some sort of mix between one of these 2 and one of these 2. I would honestly be shocked to see like anything else. I could be wrong about that, but that's truly what I expect here. And then from Slim Chance Brigade, wouldn't be shocked to see some of the Lightning units, just because, like I said, Ed Sheerans wants to probably try and run Astrius. He's just such a damn good unit. I do think there is a little bit of elemental advantage to Sandrooster's team here. That being said, Ed Sheeran's team is ridiculously strong. So we'll see. Let's see what the first map choice was from the Ed Sheerans, and we'll see how this match plays out. All right, guys, so game number 1 of this hopefully 5-game series. We've got Surf Taco here rocking 2900 magic, showing Jaden in the front slot. So will this be Jaden Warrior of Light Phoebe, Or will it be Jaden? And it is Jaden Warrior Light Phoebe. Okay. And Sand Rooster running that Murmur. He very much likes to run hate on his Murmur. Okay, he clicked. So, okay, we're fine. For a second, I was like, did you forget to turn on auto? But he clicked auto right away. We're good. No problem. He never actually used a manual thing. Okay, so Jaden here popping bells on turn 1. We've got Oberon, Lucio, and Murmur on the other side here. Oberon's going to run his shield. This was the map choice from Surf Taco. Not surprising because this is something that, again, probably benefits Rangers with Jaden. However, Oberon should be pretty damn good here too, because he has like a ridiculous amount of jump and he can pretty much just cut right through the map. So this might be a really good move by Sand Rooster actually. Magic Blast Plus though, oh my gosh, only almost one shots Lucio. You have to imagine this is another quicken coming out, and Jaden hasted, being quickened very shortly, and has bells online. This is going to be rough to keep up with. So especially if Warrior of Light can take aggro, 2300 damage. The question here is, can Oberon go straight at Jaden right now? No, he can't. He actually goes toward the Warrior of Light. That was my question. If he can run straight at Jaden, I think Sand Rooster's hard win this. But now this is going to be very, very hard for Sand Rooster to overcome, honestly. So many quickens, so many hastes, and Jaden's just going to keep going. Magic Blast Plus. 3k, not a ton of damage, though. Oberon actually tanked that fairly well. But Warrior of Light going to get right up and in close and personal. Murmur does absolutely nothing. How many quickens does Phoebe have, though? Because she's already used 2, I think, right? Or she only used 1. I thought she used 2. She hastes him. Jaden's still with a ton of AP. Warrior of Light tanking fairly well. Magic Blast Plus going to come out. And there's that hate on Murmur, though. That is a really nice tech from Sand Rooster, just to make sure that Oberon isn't the one just getting deleted. Stop Strike comes out. 830 damage. The stop does not land on Murmur. Okay, we're back. Sorry, the video skipped for some reason. But that's okay. Defense Destroyer comes out from Murmur. And Oberon takes him out. So now this is a 2v2. Can Jaden delete these guys before they get to him? Golden Magic Shot comes out, kills the Murmur. Phoebe is channeling another Quicken, I believe. It is. So how much damage can he do? He still has tons of AP. Can he delete Oberon before he gets to him? That is not a ton of damage. Oberon could still potentially pull this off because Phoebe's not really going to do damage. It's just, can Oberon get there? So he walks up. Oh man, he might one-shot this Jaden. Haste comes off on Jaden. Is he even going to move? Nope, he's not. He's going to stand there and get wrecked, I think. Soaring Dragon Spear one-shots the Jaden, and holy cow, on Surf Taco's map choice, Sand Rooster might be in good shape to take this, but Meteor comes out. Oh, that's only 1,000 damage. Holy shit, I thought Phoebe for a second might just like blow him up. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Oberon's going to take this. He one-shots the Phoebe. Wow, very, very well played by Sand Rooster. Honestly, gets the upset in match 1. This is one of Surf Taco's maps that he chose. So that could potentially be huge for Sand Rooster. Stealing a win on someone else's map is really, really huge. Because now he has map choice for map 2. If he can win on his own map and be out to a 2-0 lead, he could have a good chance at the upset here. So I'm very curious to see what he picked out in map 2, and let's go find out. All right, guys, matchup number 2. I apologize. The video that I got didn't have any sort of like front screen here, so I don't get to talk about it. It's just getting right into the matchup. March of the Stag coming up. Agility on both Jaden and Phoebe, and I imagine she is probably just going to haste the Jaden. Honestly, this is an interesting map choice, I will say, coming out from Sand Rooster. I think this is actually a really good map for Jaden. But the only thing is, and this could be why he picked it, Sand Rooster did very, very well in one of Orange J's tournaments. I believe he was 2nd place overall, like in the grand final top 8, and it was on this map. So I think he probably has some good memories on this map and feels like he knows the map very well. He also 2-0'd Jeba on this map, so I think he just has a lot of good good results on this map. So this might be why he picked it. Anyway, Jaden is hasted up and quickened by Phoebe, pops a sniper stance again. He is not in range, has tons of AP though, and he is ready to rain down damage from the backline. Jamming Thrust comes out, 6k. Every time I see Sand Rooster's Soma, I am shocked at how much damage she does. It is absolutely nuts. From another Lightning player myself, I'm a big fan. I appreciate the work that you put in with Soma. Wing Staff comes out from Skahal, so he's going to get that movement and jump up. Probably a good move on this map, just basically make sure that he can get in range of Jaden, so Jaden can't sit back and rain down damage. The limit break coming out from Warrior of Light, it does almost no damage, but it looks cool as hell, and it does give him Protect and Shell, so that's something. Jaden Magiblast Plus gonna come out. Actually decent damage considering Agrius is the tank. Quicken coming out again. What is he gonna do? Can he follow up and kill her? Probably not, but he's gonna chunk her out pretty hard. That crit did quite a bit. Agrius is pretty low. But Silma should be able to walk up a Jamming Thrust again. Deletes the Warrior of Light. Man, Silma is absolutely nuts. And the range she has on her Jamming Thrust is crazy. Skahal, unfortunately, just barely cannot reach Jaden here. Judgment Blade going to come out. No status effects, though. So what is Phoebe going to do? Going to go for a haste, I imagine. Her AI should choose haste before Quicken. Oh my god, Agrius lost hate. She didn't have enough hate anymore. So Jaden actually goes up and wipes out the Skahal. Oh no, this was actually looking very good for Sandrooster. Now, not so much. Although Silma can do insane damage, as we've said before, but never mind. As I said last turn, Agrius no longer has hate, and Jaden says, you know what? I'm going to pick off both of them. Oh man, this is looking rough. And now, just like Sandrooster did, taking a W in match 1 on Surf Taco's map, I think Surf Taco's about to steal one from Sandrooster. I will say, I think that was the biggest thing. I think Agrius running out of hate was the big thing. Like, if she still had hate, I have no doubt Sandrooster probably wins that. But I think she probably had a total of 10 and took 5 hits, I'm thinking. I wasn't keeping track fully, but congratulations to Sandrooster. I will say, I'm happy that these are going back and forth. Again, I'm hoping for a 5-game series. I just want to see as many games as possible. So let's get into match 3. And now that it is in Surf Taco's favor again, let's see what he chose for a map in the third one. Also want to apologize to anybody watching this. This little scratch thing, I apologize. My green screen is being kind of weird. It's like a makeshift green screen that I made. So if you see that little mark there, I'm sorry if that's annoying. Hopefully that I didn't just point it out. Now that's all you're going to see on this this video. But anyway, let's get into this one. So Sandrooster versus Surf Taco. I have to mention this because now I see this map. They faced each other on this map before. When they played each other in the regular season, it happened to be on this map. And Surf Taco 2-0'd Sandrooster. But the first match was insanely close. And I think it was these two teams, now that I think about it, because he brought... I'm pretty sure he brought... I know he brought Esther. I don't know if he brought Skahal, but I think these are the same two teams. And that was literally down to the wire to like the very last hit. So hopefully this match is just as close. We'll see what happens here. So anyway, Phoebe's going to start channeling her time-made stuff. Going to get Protect on to Glaciella. That's actually a really, really good buff. Astrius is going to come online. I will say, actually, I don't think this is the same team. I think Surf Taco ran Warrior of Light and Astrius, if I'm not entirely sure. Actually, I think he ran an entirely different team. I really don't remember. But anyway, Sandrooster has the elemental advantage. You would think that means he wins, but Astrius is ridiculous. I have lost to water teams before with some lightning units, so who knows. But Skahal actually going for the Quicken. Esther is going to go way up here and gets a Taunting Blade. That is a ton of damage on Astrius, but she is kind of out of position here. I don't know that this is good for Sandrooster. He's going to pop the Limit Break, and this is going to do a decent chunk. Actually, not that bad. 1638, Crystal Tracer 1216. She actually tanked that insanely well. I think she probably has a lot of crit avoidance. Yeah, 3 for 3 not getting crit. That is part of the Lightning VC with that crit avoid. Very, very much helps Lightning units to not take that additional amount of damage. However, he does finally get crit on those 2 hits as soon as I say it. So never mind. Gets that follow-up attack. However, they are in range for a Skahal Thundaga Disposer, I think. This is going to do a shitload of damage, I expect. Come on, Skahal. What are you going to do? My favorite unit in the entire game. What has he got for us? Pops it on all 3 of them. Pops the Courage on Astrius. Kills the Silma. And I have to wonder, does Murmur have Jamming Thrust turned off? Because I feel like she was in range to hit a Jamming Thrust, and she just didn't. And Sandrooster just got clapped on the return. Astrius Courage saving his life there. I'm actually very, very curious. I don't think it would have mattered because the Jamming Thrust would have went off, I think, before the Thundaga Disposer. So maybe the AI said, hey, it doesn't matter. but I feel like she might have been able to even jamming thrust the Glaciella. I don't know. Either way, Murmur didn't do it. Who knows? I'm not sure if the ability was on or off, but we're going to a match 4 and hopefully a match 5. Let's see what Sandrooster picked for the 4th map. All right, guys, hopping into this 4th match here. Sandrooster's playoff life is on the line using Agrias, Silma, Skahal. So he has run, I think, a different team in all 4 matches so far, which I find really, really interesting. Surf Taco going with Ol Reliable, Astrius, Glaciella, and Phoebe. So again, the elemental advantage in Sandrooster's favor. Very, very curious here. With this map, I expect Silma to kind of pop off. There's a lot of height range here, but she has insane range with like a decent height range of 2 on her jamming thrust. I expect her to be able to hit somebody from insanely far away. And I think that's probably why, excuse me, Sandrooster chose this map. And then the Heart of Flutter is a good tech. This is the Sweetheart Ildira TMR. Gets move and jump up. And unit attack resist, which is very, very nice. So Glaciella gonna go War Maiden's Pride. This buff is absolutely nuts. And what does Astrius have for us? Indomitability. So he gets all his buffs online. I imagine Phoebe is probably going to haste him here, and she does. So what does Skahal have in store? I imagine this is probably Winged Staff again. That's what he ran in one of the previous matches. Fury Surge. So Garvel TMR coming out on Silma. Silma, if she hits something, is going to like clap it. It's gonna hurt. So what does Phoebe do? Probably quickening Astrius, I imagine. And it's actually going to go before Astrius' turn. I'm looking in the turn order here. So this is not ideal for Sandrooster because I don't think he's going to double up in turns. Or, sorry, Sandrooster. It's not ideal for Surf Taco is what I meant. Taunting Blade comes out. 1457. Not crazy, but that is huge because, like I said, the match before Sandrooster, or 2 matches ago, Sandrooster lost because he didn't have enough hate. He stacks up a ton right there with Taunting Blade. So that could be very, very important. Then again, Glaciella apparently can't... I'm shocked that Glaciella couldn't reach her there. I guess it was just like a height range issue, but... Skahal, Thundaga Disposer, 6521, takes out the Glaciella. Not trying to show bias, I just love Skahal. It's not nothing to do with the players, I just love seeing Skahal. So I love seeing Skahal kill people. Unfailing Void Blade comes out, and Phoebe is going to channel a Quicken, so you have to imagine... Unavailable Pain comes out, though. Like I said... Silma has insane damage, and now this is a 3v1. Prescient Advantage comes out. Northwayne Strike, 1179. So Agrias very fortunately holds on from that counterattack. That's crucial because Astrius didn't get to go hit Silma instead, which he would have killed her. Oh, this is scary. Thundaga Disposer, you have to... How much is this going to do? 5,700? This is another 3v1. Prescient... Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't do it, Astrius. No. Oh my god. Wait, okay. I want to... Here, I'm sorry. I want to see real quick. I'm not trying to pause here. I'm looking at the map here because he just did his like X-shaped attack. No, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. The reason I say this is because had Prescient Advantage not gone off, it might have mattered. I don't think it mattered. Anyway, wow. GG to Surf Taco. And ironically, like in almost the exact same fashion as the Machen X series, the lesser seed in game 4 had it to a 3v1, and the really strong 1 unit popped off and 3v1 the entire team. Not surprising at all coming out from Astrius, especially when he hits a couple of counter rates right in a row. Had he not hit either one of those, I think Sandrooster probably wins that. But his counter rate is pretty high, and he happens to hit him when he counts out. Either way, congratulations to Surf Taco. His team is really, really awesome. He's done incredibly well all season. Sandrooster, congrats on making it this far, man. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thanks for being a mod in Discord and helping with all this kind of stuff. If you guys don't know, Sandrooster has put a lot of time and effort into helping make this possible and make this fun and stuff like that too. So anyway, this was a really, really awesome series. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket and see what our matches are next week. All right, guys, I had to dip out for a second and make this graphic real quick, but I have the second round of the playoff bracket set up here now. So as you can see, Wonder's Shoe Puffs 3-1 over Bebop's Crew, and Ed Sheeran's 3-1 over Slim Chance Brigade. Very, very happy to see no sweeps or anything like that. I think that would have been disappointing. Would have loved to see a fifth game, but I will say both of the game fours were pretty insane and pretty fun to watch. So that's exciting. And the better seeds won in both matchups. Fire Ferrets is going to go against Wonder's Shoe Puffs, and Straw Hats versus Ed Sheeran's. So in the regular season, Straw Hats beat Ed Sheeran's 2-1. It was a very, very good series, very close. And I believe that was Straw Hats bringing out Ramza for the first time in kind of a pop-off moment, which was cool. Fire Ferrets versus Wonder's Shoe Puffs. I know the Fire Ferrets won. I think it was a 2-0, but I don't remember fully. But I know that Fire Ferrets won that matchup. However, like I said, I think Mage and X being able to pick the map on two of them could be a pretty huge advantage. So we'll see what happens. Either way, I think they should be some really, really good series, and I'm very much looking forward to our next round of the playoffs. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again for all the support that you guys have given. It's been just really, really fun to do this. I know that nothing like this really exists out there in the WoTV community. Like, obviously there's a lot of there's PvP tournaments and stuff like that, which are really, really cool. But I think this is kind of unique, and I think it's fun, and I'm enjoying the fact that people are enjoying watching it. So thank you guys so much for following along. I really, really appreciate it. And you guys have a wonderful day.